you chat?
Always. Hello.
Hey there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm a little tired.
You are?
A little.
Why?
Just busy. And do you get bogged down by tomorrow's activities today or no?
Yeah, of course.
Like I'm.
If you're staring down the barrel
Yes.
of like tragedy,
Yep.
how can you not get bogged down?
I'm preemptively tired for tomorrow. Like I have an incredibly long work day. And it's spilled into today somehow. Like today felt more overwhelming.
Yeah. I think it's like part dread and part anticipatory anxiety. You know, like you think it's going to be worse than it is.
Always.
Right.
100% of the time, anxiety is worse than the thing. But knowing that doesn't make it easier. So yeah, that's been what's going on over here. How are you?
I am good. How was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Weekend was restful, which I desperately needed. We had a dinner plan. We saw you guys for brunch on Saturday. What did I do? Oh, my mom got back from Spain. She went on a little Spanish excursion. She was
Spanish
gone for
siesta?
a week. So picked her up on Sunday and had football Sunday here, which consisted of me napping on and off, which is the best way to spend it.
The best kind of day.
Yeah. How was yours?
It was good. My sister-in-law was in town,
Oh, fun.
so that was fun. We were joking with my husband because he doesn't understand the verb to kiki.
I have to admit that I don't either.
A kiki?
No.
Wait a second.
Wait, what?
Like you kiki all night long.
Huh?
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 Oh my God, do I know something more than you know?
I think. What is it?
Like to have a kiki. It's like to like hang and chat.
I have literally never heard that. Wait, are like the kids saying it?
Everyone is saying it. Not is saying it, said it. Like I think it's almost already gone.
I'm shook because that has not come across my desk once. To kiki? I don't get it.
Huh? I cannot believe I know something you don't know.
I'm shook. I do. Okay, guys, do other people know this? We have to find out.
They do.
I'll put a poll up. Everyone tell us.
Like if you say like, yeah, I mean, we don't have to do something. You can just like, we could just kiki.
I'm like living in another world. I've never heard one person say that in real life or on TikTok. And you know I live on TikTok.
Huh.
So I can't make fun of Mike on this one. I'm right there with him.
Well, we weren't making fun of him because he does know what kikiing is.
Oh, so it's just me.
Yeah, it's just you.
Oh,
We were
okay.
he was just saying that he doesn't understand being able to kiki into the wee hours of the night.
Oh, so you were just using that sentence. Like you just thought I was going to know what it was.
I did, yeah.
Wow. Oh, I'm so behind. Okay, sorry. I'm back. I'm here. I get it.
That was scary.
That was so scary.
He was like, I just don't understand what there is to say at a certain point. And it was like, something will come up.
I don't think that's like a male characteristic.
I don't think guys can kiki.
Not to like typecast them, but like I just don't think men have it in them. I can. Ooh, my first time using it. I can kiki for 100 hours.
Same.
Like I never run out of things
That's
to say.
the unofficial name of this podcast.
Can you kiki?
The Kiki Pod.
No, like I truly never, like my mother-in-law always gives me such a hard time, like jokingly about how I always have a question. Like
Same.
I always have a question. We had like a bunch of people together last weekend, like from the family, and she was like, oh my God, so-and-so's gonna be there, so-and-so's gonna be there. She's like, you are gonna have so many questions. I go, I'll bring a notebook. Like I will bring a fucking notebook.
No, literally the other day, my mother-in-law was sitting on my couch and she was talking about doing something with her friends and how like her group of friends has like been friends since high school. And I was like, of all of your friends, which do you think not love each other the most, but like each other the most, like hanging out with each other the most as couples, you know, like which couple likes each other the most?
What'd she say?
And I thought she was like really thinking about her answer because she was like, you know,
Staring at you.
staring at me, like narrowing her eyes. And then she goes, you ask the craziest questions. I was like, that's not a crazy question.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Is that a crazy question?
No. I would get there eventually. My one sister-in-law is like that. Like her and I have like a bajillion questions, and it shocks me. Like when I say them, sometimes like my mother-in-law or like my husband will, it's no one has ever asked it before. I'm like, how did you get this far? Like, how did you never get asked this question? I'm like, oh, like, does so-and-so like their job? And they're like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? You talk to this person 5 times a
No,
week.
really. What do you mean you don't know?
They're like, we've never talked about it. I'm like, you've never talked about if they like their job?
That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
They've been there 30 years.
Do they or don't they?
Do they hate their life or do they love their life? We need to know.
No, literally. She was like, you are the most inquisitive person on the planet. I was like, that's just something anyone would wonder. She goes, no, it's not something I've ever wondered.
You do have me out questioned though. Like
Really?
Yes. You have more questions than anyone I've ever met. I respect it. But
What? Than anyone you've ever met?
like in a loving way, like you just think you do. That is not a crazy question. Let the record show that's an extremely normal question. But you do,
Like she's been friends with a lot of these people have
Yeah.
been our high school sweethearts or like met
Totally.
right after high school. You've been friends as couples with all of them for
yes,
Ed and Tina,
totally.
or, you know, Margaret and Tim, who
No,
loves each other.
I
the
mean,
most.
like you have a most compatible group.
yeah.
It's just human nature. That is not a crazy question, but sometimes you will, which I love that you come up with them because I just sit there and wait for the answer. But you ask questions sometimes, and I'm like, where the fuck did that come from?
Huh?
Yeah, it's true. You're very inquisitive.
These are things that people aren't wondering.
Not those things specifically, but
No, like things that I'm asking.
sometimes people are not. I am then very curious. Like you'll ask it, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna say. I'm just listening intently.
I wonder if that's why your husband and I didn't hit it off right away at first.
Oh my God, you could not have asked him when you guys first started like hanging out. I remember being like, I just want you guys to love each other. But it was literally like putting together the Quizinator
That's me.
and the Quietator. Like
I was like, hey, does he talk?
you and I were just talking about this the other day because you said lovingly, now Tyler won't shut the fuck up. But like if he doesn't know people, he just like observes.
Clams up.
He just does not want to speak, and like you would ask him 200 questions an hour and he would be like one word answer. One word answer.
I was like, come on, Tyler, you got to give me something. I'm trying to get to know you.
And I was like, oh my God.
I asked Jonna 17,000 times after I had first met Tyler. I was like, when you guys hang out, like, does he talk or do you just talk the whole time?
And you
she-
didn't believe me.
No, I didn't.
I'm glad that we're getting this cleared up. I knew you didn't believe me. You're like, you're just the one nonstop talking. I'm like, no, the man speaks a lot.
I still don't think he speaks a lot. If it's something he's interested in, yes, but he's not just going to like jib jab away.
No, but I think you thought I was like always leading the charge. I was like, no, he does talk.
But you don't shut the fuck up.
I never shut the fuck up.
So he was probably like, go off, queen.
No, literally. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm glad we're getting this cleared up.
I don't feel like I have the craziest questions in the world, but it was just really funny when she would like, I thought she was really thinking hard about her question. She was like, you are literally the most inquisitive person in the world.
No, you are.
You agree?
Confirmed. Yeah.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was like, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm. No, not crazy.
I just want to know.
You do want to know it all. Sometimes.
How do you learn about people if you don't ask these questions?
Okay, yes, to a certain point, but then you're like, so what happened when you fell off the swing in the 3rd grade and had to get 7 stitches? And they're like, I went to the ER. And you're like, and which ER?
No.
And they're like,
no.
St. Joseph's. And you're like, and what did it smell like?
No. Oh, okay. No, it's always pertain. You're telling a story about when you fell off the swing. And I'm like, were you scared?
I'm like, I'm 6. I was 6. How'd that
Okay.
make you feel?
I just want you to paint a picture. I'm trying to follow along.
You're like, was it raining? Was it windy? What did it look like? Were you wearing a sweater? Were you wearing socks?
No one ever asks me these questions.
Because the brain doesn't go there naturally.
Oh, it's my brain is unnatural. I see. Yeah, so that was fun. We did go to brunch at our favorite place on Saturday.
Just the four of us.
I really wanted to, not that it's a plan, but I did really want to go to Home Goods. I didn't make it there.
Oh, this weekend?
But I was thinking, like, should we go to brunch or Home Goods?
I mean, well, we could have gone to both if you had wanted to go earlier than 11:30 when you had a 1 o'clock plan.
I couldn't.
We could have gone at 9:30 or 10 and then gone to Home
Is
Goods.
Home Goods considered a standalone plan? Like, to
Yeah.
you? Me as well.
For sure.
It's not
Yeah.
just like a throw-in errand. It's like, that's the plan.
Yeah.
The plan is Home Goods.
Yeah, no, definitely a plan.
Do you want to go to Home Goods? Come on, let's go and shop. I think I need some Christmas plates, candles, or picture frames, or none of the above.
Oh, that's good.
Just want to browse the aisles and look for stuff I definitely don't need.
Oh my God, this is beautiful.
I'll end it there.
I want them to use this.
You want who to?
And I will get 10%.
Who do you want to use this?
Home Goods.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the Home Goods shoppers.
Yeah, it can be our anthem.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you ready for an icebreaker?
I absolutely am.
Okay. So, in the spirit of the holiday season, I would like you to give us your 3 top favorite holiday movies.
Oof. I mean, I know my number one.
Same.
You can't say mine. You have to say different
It's
ones.
ours. It's ours.
No, you have to say different ones.
No, I can't. That is my favorite movie.
It's not fair when I introduce you to something
Uh-huh.
and then I'm going to use it for an answer and then you give the same answer.
But it's our answer. I can't. Do you want me to lie? That is my favorite movie.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Number 3 is The Grinch.
Ooh.
I just love it. I think it's so like interestingly shot. Like I just like love we were watching it this weekend and I just like love the colors. I love Cindy Lou Who. Love The Grinch. Number 2 is The Holiday.
Okay, good one.
Fucking love The Holiday. And number 1 is The Family Stone, which will upset you, but that's just what it is. And thank you for bringing it into my life.
When I do have to reiterate that when I first was telling you what my favorite Christmas movie was, you were like, The Family Stone.
I'd never seen it.
And I was like, it's literally the best Christmas movie. And we watched it and you were like,
Sobbing.
but you were like, what the fuck is this movie? Why does no one talk about it?
No one talked about it. And I didn't ever remember seeing a preview for it. Like I had never heard the phrase or the title, The Family Stone.
You'd never even heard of it.
Never.
That's insane.
And it's incredible, remarkable, 10 out of 10, no notes. Watch it, love it, breathe it.
It really is.
So what's your ranking?
I'm trying to think of what my number 3 would be because I definitely have
2 and 1.
There's some niche ones. I mean, I do really love Christmas with the Cranks.
Interesting.
Have you seen that?
Never.
4 Christmases.
That, oh fuck. Okay, it still shouldn't have been there, but 4 Christmases is incredible.
I love 4 Christmases. It's so
Same.
funny.
Fuck.
So I probably would do number 3, 4 Christmases.
So
you know what
good.
else? I love Last Holiday with Queen Latifah.
Never seen that.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Damn, I gotta watch 4 Christmases. Should we go and go watch that?
Should we go right now?
Yeah.
Click.
Call over.
Beep, beep, beep. So
Call
yeah,
cannot be completed as style.
I would say number 3 is 4 Christmases. Number 2 is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
You love that.
It has so many quotable lines. The story is amazing. Nice sweater, Neil. And number 1 is Family Stone.
Something we share.
Because it really is. It has humor. Like there's jokes, there's laughs, there's cries. It has an amazing cast. Sarah Jessica Parker, Luke Wilson,
Claire Danes,
Claire Danes,
Craig T. Nelson,
Rachel McAdams,
Craig's T. Nelson.
Craig's T.
That's what I call him.
I should have started with Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
stunning.
Diane Keaton. It keeps getting better.
It's crazy.
It's such a good movie, and I could watch it when it's not the holidays because like it's just that quality.
It
of a
really
film.
is such a great film.
But I save it to just watch
It should have
once
been
a year.
nominated.
And why wasn't it nominated?
Would you be offended if I changed number 3 to Four Christmases?
Here's an idea.
Have a thought of my own?
Yeah.
Well,
Why don't you venture off on your own island? Get off of mine.
and he's like, I just really want to be your friend. He's like, you were my friend. Until you started sleeping with my mother.
Come on, it's funny.
It's so good.
So yeah, those are my 3.
Okay. I mean, I agree with them because I want to take them for myself.
Oh, speaking of nominations, did you see that Golden Globes nominations came out?
I saw they dropped. I didn't dive into them.
They did. Most of these I literally have not even heard of. Like Best Motion Picture Drama, The Brutalist. What? A Complete Unknown. Huh?
It's a complete unknown.
Yeah. Conclave.
I've heard of Conclave. My mom
Really?
thought, yeah.
Dune Part 2.
Heard of it.
Nickel Boys. And September 5.
What?
Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. Anora. I think I might have put the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
I've never heard of that, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't offend me.
Challengers.
Yep, of course. The tennis. The threesome.
Yes. Amelia Perez.
Oh, I think Selena Gomez is in that.
A Real Pain.
Don't know.
The Substance.
Don't know.
And No One Mourns the
Wicked.
Wicked.
It's not surprising that I don't know these movies because I oftentimes don't see a lot of the nominees, but it's surprising that you don't.
I mean, these movies, they're niche, but all this to say, Cynthia Erivo was nominated for actress in a musical or comedy, and Ariana Grande was nominated for supporting. So I think because they don't want, because you submit for that, you know, like, and I was kind of thinking like, why is Ariana supporting when Cynthia Erivo is main?
Because they don't want to like pit them against each other.
Like it really is Alphaba's story,
Yeah.
you know, even more so in part 2.
Yeah.
But I think it's like then both couldn't ever win because they're both
Yeah.
in the same category. And so they're putting like for the Oscars.
I remember when I found out that things were like submitted, and for some reason it cheapened it to me.
What?
It's like signing up to win a contest versus just like being recognized.
It's kind of like slating.
I know, I don't like it.
Can you explain slating? For
Sure.
those
So from our
curious?
sorority, when you were,
Not our sorority.
well, every sorority does it different.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not like a uniform nomination. They're probably pretty similar, but our sorority did like a slating thing. You had to be nominated for a position. Like you couldn't sign up to run for a position. And I wish that's how like award season was. Like it cheapens it for me. Like if you sign up, because it's like, you know, it's like when people like pay to be recognized in like an article, like there's so many times like I'll get an email that's like, do you want to be recognized as one of Chicago's top wedding planners? And then you click on it and it's like, pay $700 and we'll interview you. And it's like, oh Jesus Christ, like, can I not trust these lists?
Yeah. No, you can't.
So like that's
Like when you see like random ass reality TV stars filling up their gas on page 6, and
Yes.
it's like you called the paparazzi on
yes,
yourself.
that's what it's giving called paparazzi. Yes. That's, and I know I'm being dramatic, but it's like, oh, you submitted? It's like submitting a paper, like, ugh, losery.
Okay, but I do have to say, when you're like running for something, like when you're running for a position in our sorority or whatever, it's to prevent campaigning. Like, so you're not like, I'm running for president or I'm running for social chair, and like it's like campaigning against one another. You're like nominated, but you still say to people like, yeah, I would want to do that.
I know, but it's like so you thought you wanted to win an Oscar?
No, but your team nominates you.
Your team.
I just think if anyone's buzzing about your movie or you being nominated for something, then
Like, why isn't the Academy just plucking these people out of obscurity?
it's a great question.
Not that the Academy can be trusted, but like, it just feels a little like, ugh, you submitted.
Wouldn't it just be crazy though if like Wicked just swept the awards? A pipe dream?
I think it might.
Really?
I don't know what the fuck those other movies are.
You're right. Really weak year. But all the ones haven't come out yet. They always come out around Christmas.
Yeah. Interessante.
Oh, and I had one more list that I wanted to tell you about.
Lists McGee.
I'm like full of lists today.
What's the list?
Well, one thing that I did want to mention, did you see that Jay Leno was walking around, his face was all bruised?
No.
You didn't?
Where would I have seen Jay?
It was like just an aside story. Here's the photo. I'm going to send it to you. We can post it to our feed though.
What is it?
Jay Leno, when he was seen leaving a LA grocery store bruised.
Oh my God, what happened?
So his story is that he fell down a hill.
What kind of hill?
One covered in like spikes and shit. I don't know. And Mike said that that's like a cover story. He was beaten up for gambling debts.
No offense, where did Mike hear that?
Probably Reddit, where he gets all his news.
Jay Leno can't pay his gambling debts?
Does that look like gambling debt bruising?
I'm unfamiliar with...
Oh, here's something. Okay, wait. There's some funny things on the internet. There's this picture of like a really tiny hill, like more of like a mound outside of this Hampton Inn, and it says the hill Jay Leno fell down.
Dead.
And yeah, a lot of people are saying here, Daily Mail, Jay Leno sparks gambling debt conspiracy theory after 60-foot fall.
But like, that's such a ridiculous story that I almost believe it. You fell down a hill? What hill?
Exactly.
The Hollywood Hills?
When asked about the bruising, he said, "The rock hit me." So.
And also, why can't he pay his gambling debts?
That's just an aside that I was just remembering.
Huh.
You can dig more into that and let us know. The list that I wanted to talk to you about is Time Magazine revealed their short list for 2024 Person of the Year.
And?
10 prominent figures. I have not Googled any of them.
Okay. They need to be Googled?
1 second. 3 of them, I am not kidding, I've never heard of.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Never.
Not once.
So I'm going to say them to you. And if you've heard of them, then we're even for you not knowing Kiki.
Okay.
Number 1, Kamala. I don't think it's in any particular order.
I've heard of her.
Kate Middleton.
Okay.
And like Person of the Year, does that... it means... Sorry, I should clarify. The magazine's editors selected the 10 names they felt had the largest influence across the world this year. And they'll reveal its Person of the Year on December 12th. Oh, so we can do a little prediction.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay. So the person with the biggest influence in the world.
Okay.
Interesting.
We left off on Kate.
Yep. Number 3, Elon Musk.
I'm familiar.
Number 4, Yulia.
Who?
Damn it. Yulia Navalnaya. Navalnaya?
Well, are you saying her name wrong?
It's Naval.
I've never heard of her.
Naya.
Never heard of her. Okay.
It's Nava Naya with an L in the middle.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither. Okay. Number 5, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Okay.
Obviously, we know him.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, Jerome Powell.
I can't say I know him.
Number 7, Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Number 8, Claudia Scheinbaum.
Huh.
9, Donald Trump.
Okay.
10, Mark Zuckerberg. Doesn't feel timely at all for Mark, but
Who are those 3 people?
oh, so you don't know the 3 either?
No, I've got to look them up really quickly. Here,
Okay.
I'll look up Scheinbaum.
Okay, I'll look up Yulia.
Oh, she is the first woman to hold the Mexican presidency. I
Oh.
now remember her.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Shit, I can't believe I forgot. Okay, does it count? I didn't remember her, but
She Jewish?
she
Kinda
is
sounds
Jewish. She is Jewish.
She's Jewish and Mexican.
She's a Mexican Jew.
And the president?
Yeah.
What a woman.
More than a
we're
woman.
really dumb.
Who is she?
Yulia. It's Alexei Navalny's.
Oh my God, we love her. See, I knew we'd know these people.
Okay, but I'm sorry. His name is Navalny and her name is Navalnaya. It's Navalny with an A on the end.
Oh, fuck.
Is that Russian?
Okay, we do actually know her, though.
We do know her because Justice for Alexei.
Yeah, we loved that. Okay.
I don't know if that was so prominent this year, though, or just because he was killed this year.
Probably because he was killed
Or,
this
I
year.
mean, died,
Killed. We can say it.
just in case.
They're not coming for us. But if you did.
And last but not least, Jerome Powell is an investment banker.
Huh.
And
Not really sure why he's relevant, but I'm sure we sound stupid saying that.
he does something.
Yeah.
Obviously. Oh, he's the 16th chair of the Federal Reserve.
Oh.
And Trump recently said that he's not planning to remove him. So,
Okay.
yeah, interesting. Who's your pick from that list?
Kamala,
Most influential?
I think. I don't know.
I'm going Trump.
I just think it'd be weird to give him that after him also being the president.
Well, he obviously influenced more people to vote for him than Kamala did. So,
All right, let's see where the chips.
but if it's neither of them,
I could see Scheinbaum getting it.
we just learned who the fuck she is.
No, but I just mean like in the world.
Scheinbaum's newest fan over here.
I'm
I could really see Scheinbaum getting it.
exclusively calling her Scheinbaum.
Okay. A lot of presidents on here. Netanyahu, Scheinbaum.
Netanyahu won't get it.
I'll go Elon.
Ugh. Gag, but yeah. Well, then,
Gag me with a spoon.
Gag me with a spoon. Oy, no good.
Okay, well, we'll see who's right.
Did you see that the shooter was finally brought? Well, I guess I should say the alleged shooter was brought into custody today for the CEO.
I did, yes. Can you give us a little background?
In a McDonald's, no less. McDonald's turned on him, so he stopped and was eating inside.
Well, it's not McDonald's.
Well-
There was a very astute employee.
Totally called, said, "Hey, I think he's here." The Altoona police rolled up and he was taken into custody. Interestingly, he seems like prior to this a semi-normal guy. He went to an all-boys high school in Maryland. He was valedictorian.
It's always them.
You have got to be so careful about those valedictorians. That's actually why I chose not to pursue valedictorianism.
Ain't that the truth?
So he was taken into custody with a gun and a silencer that matches the description of the weapon used in the shooting. He had some documents on him. They haven't really said what they were, that kind of alluded to his
Manifesto.
manifesto. It seems that he worked alone. I think originally people were saying there was a theory that he'd been hired by someone who, got coverage denied or whatever, but it seems that he worked by himself.
I thought that he had, like, in the manifesto, it was like he had a back injury. And so he had trouble with his insurance.
I haven't seen that come out with any sort of certainty. Maybe that's a rumor right now. But
Another one of those Reddit rumors.
that Reddit, man. So his name is Luigi Mangione. I don't really know how to say that. Do we think that's right?
Oof, not a good look for the
It's very Italian.
Italians.
It's very Italian, but he was raised in Maryland.
It's one of those Maryland Italians.
I'm saying like he's not like, it's not like he came here from Italy to wreak havoc on our health system.
Sure.
He was ordered to be held without bail. He didn't enter a plea yet. He has 5 charges, including 1 felony count of forgery, 1 felony count of carrying a firearm without a license, according to the criminal complaint. Those seem like the least of his worries. He shot someone in cold blood. The forgeries, really not a huge deal. He also had the kind of the smoking gun, pun intended, was he had the forged license that he had used to check into the hostel, like the fake name. So
he was found in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I do not understand why he didn't try to leave the country.
It's so hard to answer those questions.
Because at this point, like, no one knew his name. Fly wherever.
I think.
Like, you do that and then you get on a plane.
Where, to somewhere with no extradition? Like, how are you going to support yourself?
Nicaragua.
I'm not sure on the extradition laws of Nicaragua.
I mean, I don't know. South America or something. Like, somewhere where your dollar means something.
Go where the dollar means something,
Or like, I don't know. Somewhere where it kind of sucks to live. Like Antarctica.
Forever. He's 26. This man's not on, like, the other side.
I'm just saying, like, you're just hanging out at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania or sitting duck.
I have to say, if it is true that he did this over a back injury that he didn't get coverage for, like, if you're going to murder someone, it better be over, like, terminal cancer.
Well, maybe this will snap the insurance companies into shape.
I mean,
There's probably a ton, not that you would murder over it, but there's probably a lot of really disgruntled people.
Oh, 100%. But I'm saying if he really did this over a back injury, it's like overreact much.
I think it was like anti-capitalism. Like, it's just like, and what it stands for.
I would have expected, like, a sob story.
Whenever I see stuff like this, though, and I know nothing about the CEO of United Healthcare.
You don't?
Not a thing. Was he even a good guy?
I mean, I'm sure he was just like a normal guy. Like, he wasn't a celebrity. Like, he lived in Minnesota. He was just like a guy.
Yeah. I always think about how, like, there's so many people. It's like, it's the injustice. Like, it's not fair that, like, just because he's the CEO of this huge company, that, like, the manhunt to find the person who killed him in cold blood. Like, there are a number of people who just, like, get shot on the street or, like, killed in a hit and run. And, like, there's no news coverage. No one's looking. It's like, if your fucking, neighbor who's a sweet old woman gets killed in a hit and run, you're like, posting flyers. Has anyone seen this Chevy?
But I think, truthfully, no matter who that was, if someone had done that to a civilian, you would have seen the same sort of manhunt. Because,
you think?
Yes, because it's the nature of the crime that typically drives the response. And it was so, like, Hitman style. In the middle of broad daylight, you're going to walk up behind someone and shoot them in the back with a silencer. Like,
is that the kind of gun it was? A silencer?
No, it's like I don't know a ton about guns, but I'm pretty sure it's like a mechanism that, like,
makes it quieter.
Yeah. And it's actually a 3D printed gun, which opens up a whole other area of panic for me.
That's scary.
About AI. And as I've said, the future is fucking scary. But I really don't think it had anything to do with, because like you're saying, he is just kind of Joe Schmo. Like, I don't think the police were like, oh my God, it's the United Healthcare CEO. It was like, oh my God, there's like a man who's clearly very comfortable walking up to people in broad daylight and shooting them.
Well, yeah, that's scary. Not
that every crime shouldn't receive the same response, but I just think, like, whoa, what are you doing?
It's just like, it's been all over the news, like the CEO, and it's like, people are unjustly killed every day and we don't hear about it.
Well, I think there's so many things we don't hear about in the news cycle. Like, I was thinking the other day, not to be all conspiracy theorist, but like, there's so many things that happen in the world that, like, if the media doesn't want to cover it, they just don't.
Speaking of news coverage, something that I don't think got a lot of news coverage but came across my desk and I thought was really interesting. Do you remember Kelly Pickler?
Oh, from American Idol.
Yes.
Yeah. Sweet girl.
Sweet gal, country singer. Last year, not sure if you recall, but her husband committed suicide.
You know what? I knew he died, but I don't know if I ever knew what the cause was.
Yes, Kyle Jacobs.
So sad. They have kids?
They do not have any kids together.
Okay.
But so apparently she is in a court battle with her late husband's parents over some of his possessions.
Weird.
Interesting. So almost 2 years after his death, court documents were obtained showing a dispute about personal property that was in Kyle's possession at the time of his death. I don't know how you even
Like what sort of items? Like a shirt or a house?
So Pickler alleges that Reed and Sharon, Kyle's parents, who are the co-administrators of Kyle's estate, made a, quote, list of assets and subsequently subpoenaed her to hand over the items. She claimed that she does not have the items. His parents specifically requested his gun collection, his swords, including a samurai sword, watches and jewelry, baseball cards, musical instruments, and any personal devices.
Huh?
Like, I don't know, maybe it sounds like things that could be worth money.
His swords?
I think a samurai sword is like expensive.
No, I mean, it's just like, what?
That's what his parents.
And we think Kelly Pickler is like hoarding them somewhere?
Yes. And in her legal motion, Pickler claimed her in-laws removed certain items from her Nashville home without her knowledge. As part of this action, Ms. Pickler seeks an order requiring the co-administrators to identify the items that they obtained from her home. So now she's saying, like, shit went missing in the home that we shared together.
Oh my
I'd
God.
like those items back. His parents dispute the claims in their own petition. So it's petitions back and forth. And Pickler was later granted a protective order which prevents either party from sharing a transcript or video from court proceedings to avoid undue burden or expense.
I'm stuck on why are his parents the co-administrators of his will?
You know, what does that even mean?
I'm assuming they're like,
in charge of executing the will.
yeah.
So is she not?
It seems, I would assume. Let me do a quick googly. Yeah. The administrator gathers the property and assets, determines the debts, publishes a notice for claims, and handles all aspects of property in the estate. Like, what? Like the executor of your will. Like, wouldn't your spouse, God forbid, if your spouse passes?
Oh, it says Kelly Pickler is not the administrator of her late husband, Kyle Jacobs' estate because she declined to serve in that role. Instead, Kyle's parents, Reed and Sharon, took over control of the estate.
I wonder if he didn't have a will.
You think?
But then my understanding would be then it would just all default to his spouse, right?
We were just talking about this actually, which is why I feel like maybe I even looked at this story because you and I were just talking about how, like, what is considered right and wrong when, especially like when someone older dies.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say you have two parents.
Well, it's already a crazy world. I only have one. Okay.
Let's say you have two parents and your parents get divorced and your mom remarries.
Okay.
Let's say your mom is married to a guy
Okay.
and he, again, in their 70s,
Okay.
he passes away.
Okay.
He has children.
Okay.
Let's say she's moved into his home. He
Okay.
has like a nice small home. She moves into the house.
Okay.
They've been together for like 15 years. Long time. She's lived there for like 13 years.
These are so specific. Okay.
I know how you love a specific storyline.
Okay.
He goes and his children now want to like sell the home, etc. Like the home never has your mom's name on it because like they've lived together. His kids want to sell it, split up the money, come in and take stuff. Like there's a beautiful piece of artwork hanging in the living room that one of them wants to take, and it's like, whoa, your mom lives there?
I mean, again, I would defer to a will, which, like, if he wants her to be able to remain in the home, he should have that in his will.
Oh, that's what people have in their will. They say, like, when I go.
Like, he would need to leave the house to her.
Right.
And then say, when she goes, then it gets divided by my kids, which would be totally be within his rights, which would be something I would encourage my mom to do.
But what if he's like, yeah, I'll get to it, doesn't have a will. And then the kids are coming in trying to be like, yeah, thanks for the years of companionship with our dad, but...
I'd be disappointed, but they'd be within their legal rights.
What? There's no justice in that.
That actually is the just thing.
To just kick her out? She lives there.
I mean, these are some assholes, but legally, if he... Actually, this is a gray area. I don't know how that works.
Do we need a legal expert?
Yeah, we would
in?
need a legal expert call in, because I don't know. Once they're married, I was more thinking they're just dating. Once they're married, I think it might legally become both of their property.
So if they're not married,
then they can kick her out.
And that's fine by you.
It's not fine, but like I can't.
It is what it is.
I can't do anything about it.
Sure.
And shame on them for not getting their ducks in a row.
But I feel like Kelly Pickler's husband's parents coming in and wanting his samurai collection, like...
Well, there's something super weird about that. Like, why would you decline to be your husband's administrator?
I don't know.
That's the weirdest part of the whole thing for me.
Is that not something people do?
I don't know. Thankfully, I don't have much experience with that. But, like, I don't get why your spouse wouldn't be being told what to do with your stuff by your parents. Doesn't that seem strange to you?
Yeah, you're right. But more strange is the selection of items they're interested in.
The baseball cards for me. Like, I don't think those are worth much anymore. Actually, the court thing made me think, did you see all of the drama with Jay-Z and the allegations?
I did, sort of. And now he's like out promoting.
Oh, he came back hard.
Yeah, I mean, this is in the midst of him promoting Mufasa.
No, but he like released a statement.
What was his
And
statement?
was like, I didn't fucking do this, basically.
Oh, but say the story because...
Okay, yeah. Jay-Z was named in a Sean Diddy Combs sexual assault case. Basically, an attorney filed a civil lawsuit alleging that he was part of a rape allegation after the 2000 MTV VMAs, an after party, that he was part of a rape committed by Sean Diddy Combs.
So it was like a gang rape?
I mean,
like,
I don't know how many people constitute a gang rape.
How many people can be a part of a gang rape?
But basically saying that Jay-Z was there during this alleged assault, which is horrible. Obviously, I have no doubt in my mind that Sean Diddy Combs has been assaulting people for 1 million years, and I'm thrilled that justice has been served.
True that.
I don't know if Jay-Z's involved, but this allegation came out. It's kind of been swirling around ever since Diddy got caught that Jay-Z was maybe a part of some of it because they were so close. But Jay-Z really was not having it. And he came back and had kind of a aggressive counter statement. I'll read it.
Ooh.
It was a statement he released via Roc Nation. It's an entertainment company.
Okay.
Okay, so he said, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer, in quotes, named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud in a very public way. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are heinous. He implores him to file a criminal complaint, basically saying, if these allegations are actually true, why are you coming after me civilly? Why aren't you filing a criminal complaint? Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrical allegations, basically vehemently denying He said, "You've made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are all the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable."
Whoa.
So he better not have fucking done this, because if there's one shred of evidence, he's going to look like an absolute lunatic. But people were coming down on him being like, where was this concern for children when you were like best friends with a predator for 30 years?
Were they best friends?
Very close.
Oh.
I don't know if best friends, but very close.
So you're like, he obviously knew what he was doing.
I don't know if he knew. I don't want to make that allegation, but like, take better stock of who you're hanging out with if you had no fucking clue. I don't know if he knew he was sexually assaulting and raping young girls, but I'm sure he knew that he took part in some fucked up shit. He knew where the skeletons were.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm definitely right.
Interesting.
Do you have a dilemma?
Absolutely, I have a dilemma for you.
Oh, good. What is it?
It's a good one.
Ooh, good.
This girl writes and says, "So my best friend drunkenly insulted my toddler last week, and now I don't know if I can stay friends with her. Long story short, I have a 4-year-old son, my best friend from childhood, so these two grew up together. Let's call her Mary. And I don't get a ton of time to hang out anymore, and when we do, it's really either us alone or my son coming along with us. When I bring him, it's usually just more for casual hangouts like grabbing lunch or running errands together. My husband has a weird work schedule and isn't always home, so I can't always leave him. My son is shy and quiet. He's always just low-key and happy to come along.
What a sweetie.
Anyway, last week we had a girls' night for the first time in a while, just the two of us. I went over to her house and had one glass of wine, but she got a bit drunk. I mentioned I was having fun and missed hanging out, and she blurted out, "Yeah, it's a lot better without your kid here."
Okay.
I was shocked. I felt so angry and upset, but all I could muster was to say, "What do you mean?" And she just laughed and said that she missed me. I awkwardly hung around a few more minutes, but then said I had to go. She obviously wasn't so drunk that she forgot what she said, because since then she's been texting me saying, "Sorry, of course she loves my son, but I don't understand why she would ever say something like that unless she actually meant it. She's not the type that has a mean sense of humor, and she doesn't normally say that type of stuff. We've been friends for 18 years, but I just don't know if I can get past this. What should I do?"
Okay, I will say.
And a lot of people are saying, leave this friend in the dust, which feels really fucking crazy.
Okay, I will say, when you first said she made fun of her son or something, I thought she like made fun of the way he looked or said something.
Like what? What? Like what?
I don't know. That's what I thought was like,
Your
oh,
son's weird glasses?
no, like your kid's an idiot, or like, you know, like your kid's mean, or like something.
Kid's an idiot.
Like something like that. I don't. Is this horrible?
It's pretty annoying that you bring your son with you everywhere you go. Also,
Like, I don't think it's nice. Like, I'm not like, what a sweetie. And I would definitely the next day be like, that really hurt my feelings. Obviously, like, when I have to bring him, I have to bring him. And I always thought he was welcome, blah, blah, blah. But like, I think she was just drunk and being silly and was like, it's way better, like, just being the two of us, how it used to be occasionally.
but I think like drunkenly when it's like, yeah, it's more fun without your kid around. It's like, ha ha ha.
It is mean and inappropriate and would upset me deeply. Like, to the motherfucking core.
But why do you bring your kid? Why?
Well, she said her husband works nights. Like, I get it. I also think it's an interesting dynamic.
But like, why can't the friend doesn't have kids? Why can't the friend come over after I put the kid to bed and then we can hang out, just us?
Totally.
Why
Also,
does he have to come to Target with us?
well, if they're going to Target and she doesn't have anyone to watch him, where's he supposed to go?
Okay, it's just like 50% of the time you hang out, your 4-year-old comes along. Shouldn't he be in school or something?
I also do think I'm like waffling a little. Like, why don't you like being with him? Like, when I get in the car and we're going somewhere and Jack's in the back, I'm like, hello. Like, I'm never like, what the fuck?
Usually we're on our way to drop Jack off somewhere.
No, but like, if he's coming with us, I'm excited. Like, I'm not like, What? Like, why do you like my kid?
No, I'm just saying, like, it does change the dynamic. Like, if you think we're just gonna like kiki at Home Goods, speaking of the stories
Kiki.
we've discussed today,
Yeah.
and every time we're gonna go do something like that, I have Jack with us. It's like, ugh, we can't bop from store to store. We can't like browse how we usually do.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that ever. That's an inside your head thought.
But it's annoying.
Sure, but life's annoying sometimes. And this is a season of life that will pass.
How do you say that nicely though? Like, do you always have to bring him? Haha.
Well, I think step one is not saying it when you're shit-faced.
Well, I don't think she can control that.
And that's coming from someone who used to like say crazy shit.
Who used to say some crazy shit when they were shit-faced.
But I think that is like, you're an adult now.
Have you seen that crazy shit when they were shit-faced reminded me? There's a TikTok trend that has made it to Instagram, so it's penetrated the
Bubble
walls
you've
of
created, yeah.
yes. It's like a trend where like people who are really close, like couples or best friends, or like
We listen and we don't judge.
yes, and they say something that's like so crazy.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
This is that.
Yeah, but we judge.
Yeah.
I think if she had said it, like, hey, I really miss just being you and I, is there a way, like, is there a time of day, or is there a day that
Should we do that?
we listen and we don't judge? Sure. Do you have one?
No, but I could probably think of it.
Quickly?
We listen and we don't judge. And I tell you something that I tell you something.
Yeah, what is it? Is it like something that will upset me? Like, or like,
Yeah, I think so.
oh, good. You go first.
Let me make sure I'm getting the trend right. Okay, so the trend is people are revealing things to each other under the guise of a judgment-free zone. Hence the chant, we listen and we don't judge. So basically they're giving each other permission to share something like that would maybe like annoy the other person or upset them, but like it's your chance to like come clean.
Okay. All right, I got it.
Do you have one?
No, but I'll come up with one. Do you have one?
Let me think. I think like this girl's friend though was trying to do that.
But she didn't preface.
She didn't say we listen and we don't judge.
I don't think you need to drop here. Here's what I'll say to put this to bed. I don't think you should drop a friend of 18 years, but I definitely think you sit her down and be like, listen, I get it. Like, I get that we miss hanging out with each other just one-on-one. The timing and the execution was extremely terrible. But I forgive you. I hear you. Please just next time you have something to say like that, say it in a more constructive, sober way.
How do you say, like, the girl obviously just wants to like hang out with her more. Like taking her son out of it, I feel like it's hard to say as like an adult that like you just want to like hang out more or even like be included. Like if two of your friends are hanging out and like not inviting you, it's hard to say like, well, what about me?
Yes, I agree. But I think that's why you have to really like foster honest communication. Like if you want your friends to feel comfortable to say those sort of things to you, you have to, one, say those sort of things to them and be receptive when they say it to you.
Yeah, I just think it's hard. Like generally it's hard to like say, I just want to like be closer. I just want to do more stuff together. Like,
yeah, vulnerability's hard. Duh.
that's life.
Get a helmet.
That's life, babe. Okay, we listen and we don't judge.
Do you have one?
Yes.
Ugh, okay. We have to say it first.
We listen and we don't judge. Okay. When, circa like 2016, when we were living together in Belmont.
Yeah.
Okay, you were talking to someone who was a huge asshole.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going nowhere good.
Yeah.
I blocked his number in your phone.
In my phone?
Mm-hmm.
That was smart. Thank you for doing that.
And then you were like, I haven't heard from him. And I was like, because he's an asshole.
You blocked him in my phone?
Yeah, I blocked him.
That was a good idea. Thank you.
And eventually I did go in there and unblock him once you had moved on because...
Wow, that was smart. Thank you for doing that for me.
Are you mad?
No.
Oh,
My God,
okay.
no. I'm actually grateful.
You would have been mad then.
I would have been mad then. Come back in 8 years ago. No, because like I needed you to do that.
Okay.
That was a good one. I don't have a good one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just me out on a limb here on my own.
It's supposed to be something I felt like offensive. This is like I actually feel good about.
Oh.
Like I thought you were gonna like hurt my feelings about something.
What? I don't think you're supposed to hurt each other's feelings.
No, but like no, like
I also don't have anything for that.
no, but just like say something that like we listen, we don't judge. This is really fucking annoying. Like when you do this thing.
Oh,
Like,
I tell you that normally.
Okay. I can't think of anything. So it's supposed to be like a secret that I kept.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any. Do you know of one?
Do I know of a secret that you kept from me?
I can't.
Not if it's a secret. All this to say, I was tricked into giving mine first.
No, I just don't. I'm really trying to think of one.
We don't have many secrets.
I've like literally none.
Okay. Fine.
Oh, okay. I have one, but it's like more actually to your parents.
It's a secret from them.
Well, like it's a secret. Like, okay, we listen and we don't judge. One time I was house sitting at your parents' house, and your mom had these mugs that I really like. I still have one. It was like part of her set, and I bumped a couple on the counter. They were like these white, beautiful mugs, and I broke like 3 of them.
A classic. I bumped a couple and broke 3 mugs. Doing what? What were you, breakdancing in the kitchen?
I went to like her set, and I was panicked, and I was able to glue one of them back together, but I wasn't able to glue 2 of them. But then a couple of years later, I did it again, and that's how I knew that I could glue it back on.
Why do you keep breaking my mom's mugs?
Why are they made of the most fragile glass alive?
They're not. They've been our mugs my whole life. And then a tornado came into our kitchen and broke all 3 of them.
Not all 3 of them.
It was a set of 4.
No, because I have one. There were way more. I was panicked. There was glass everywhere.
You bumped 3 mugs? Doing what?
I don't remember. 3's a guess.
Like, were you just swaying your arms in the air?
I don't know.
Well, you did tell me that.
Prior to this?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I noticed.
I told you?
I don't know if you told me or I noticed. I was like, why is this mug cracked? Like it was glued. And you were like, okay. So.
Well, I don't have any secrets then. This isn't fun. Oh, well, that was a good one.
We listen and we don't judge.
You listen. That's what we do here.
And
That's our
we'll call
motto.
you later.
Call you later. Love ya.
Love ya.
Bye.